Hello, beach friends. Today we will be beachcombing Sanibel Island. Now, Sanibel is renowned as one of the world's best shelling destinations. Its unique east-west orientation acts as a natural scoop, gathering an array of exquisite shells from the Gulf of Mexico. Before we get that view, though, I'm going to creep around in the dark on the beach looking for seashells. So I wanted to try and experience night shelling. And I've kind of gone out and done it before, but I wanted to do it again. So we are going to start our adventure creeping around in the dark, and then eventually the sun will come up. I will show you a beautiful sunrise, and we will continue our adventure using natural sunlight instead of the headlamp. It's not my favorite, but I can't see otherwise, so it is what it is. It is currently 57 degrees out, so it is not bad at all, and the tide is going out. Also, right now it is 5:03 in the morning, so I am kind of excited to be here. I'm pretty much the only one. And what do we have here? So this is a true tulip, and as far as omens go, I'm going to say that that's a pretty good omen. And this is the kind of thing I kind of came here to look for. So, if you're ready to see what else is out there for us today, let's go to the beach. Okay, so I did plan the timing so that I would have a couple of hours of dark and then a couple of hours once the sun actually came up. So clearly it is dark. So I have a headlamp on so I can keep my hands free. So for all intent and purposes, I'm kind of doing what I normally do, except I got a headlamp on. All right, the Florida Fighting Conch. Yeah, we're going to stop quickly to say hi to this. And actually, I'm going to go a little quick in the dark. I'm going to show you all the good stuff, but I'm going to go a little quicker paced because I am anxious to kind of do this shelling via natural light. Okay, garbage needs to go. Somebody's goggles. All right, that's going to come off the beach with me. And this was just a little shell pile that I found, but this was very exciting because this is the first time that I actually see a zebra pattern here. This is known as a zebra arc or a turkey wing. I normally call it a turkey wing because that zebra thing never really struck me. On that particular shell, I get it. Now I know why it's called a zebra arc. We have a lightning whelk. Yeah, I just started, so it's a little chipped. I'm like, okay, in retrospect, I probably should have held on to that, but we have this lovely array. The colors here, there were all these beautiful muted colors. It was really pretty. Even though I'm looking at it via headlamp, it still was really pretty. Here we have a rough scallop. Those are a little more rare than the calico scallops or the bay scallops. I certainly wouldn't classify it as a rare shell per se. That is a Florida prickly cockle with almost a pastel coloring on the interior. Oh, so pretty. Look at that one. That strong orange, or orange or purple. That is also a Florida prickly cockle. Oh, I really liked that purple. So that's what kind of got me on that shell. No. Oh, terrific. Our state shell, the Florida horse conch, which is actually not a conch at all, but somehow it got the name conch. So that is our state shell, the Florida horse conch. It's actually a member of the tulip family. Awesome. Just sitting there waiting for me. Well, thanks for waiting, moon snail. I appreciate it. Yay. That's a shark eye. So that is a moon snail. It is known specifically as a shark eye. It is a true shark eye, not a false shark eye. Oh, that's a great find. Love me a good moon snail. Quickly, let's talk about slipper shells, or maybe not so quickly. So here we have a Florida Fighting Conch, and you'll notice it's got these like lumps on it. Those are alive. Those are slipper shells, and they tend to make little piles of slipper shells. So those animals are alive. And if you find a seashell that kind of has those weird lumps on it, they're slipper shells, that they are alive. And so those animals should be left at the beach. And so I know it might be a little bit of a bummer, but leave that shell behind. You will kill those little critters on there. So I just wanted to show you. For new shellers, I kind of get asked these questions, and for those of you who know, sorry that I'm repeating something, but for those of you who don't know, leave those like lumpy shells at the beach. That is a slipper shell, perfectly safe to collect. The animal itself has expired and the seashell is left behind. That is awesome. So we're only going to collect empty seashells. A little slipper snail. All right, we have a banded tulip. Excellent. I do like those. The lightning whelks were just kind of being thrown at me. I felt like the beach was saying, here's a lightning whelk, there's a lightning whelk. Here's the first of a couple. Oh, pretty good. That's a decent lightning whelk. It's nice in size. This one kind of similar, a little bit bigger. Terrific find. So that is another lightning whelk. Awesome. It's a pretty standard other than the size. They are quite a bit bigger than the ones I normally find. So that's kind of exciting. Yay. And then this one, once again, a nice size lightning whelk. So I figured normally I go in order where I naturally find the seashells. But again, because it's dark and I'm shooting by headlamp and all that, I'm not really a fan. So I'm gonna gotta just go through the good stuff, and then we'll kind of, pretty. We'll slow down a little bit once the sun comes up. This is a Tampa turrid that I was only finding down in the 10,000 Islands. So I'm a little bit north now. This is the most north that I have found a Tampa turrid. So that's kind of fun. A paper fig. Sanibel, for me, when I think paper fig, I do kind of think Sanibel. There we go. Yeah, sun's finally, or I actually just kind of dumped a bunch of video, but yeah, I wanted to come and experience being out here in the dark. What could I expect? The reason why is what if a storm comes through and low tide is going to be at 3 in the morning? Well, I'm going to come at 3 in the morning, and I kind of just want to test all my equipment and gear and just kind of understand what to expect. And so that's really kind of why I'm going through this process. I still came at low tide. I still came for seashells, but I just kind of wanted to experience this. As it turns out, it's not my favorite, but turtle season's coming, and I needed to do this before April 1st. Why, thank you for the paper fig, Sanibel. They are so thin, you can see that sand right through the shell. I don't know how. Somehow they end up whole, but they're just a very, very delicate feeling seashell. Unlike the horse conch, so we found one little bit bigger earlier, which was awesome. But the little ones, the color can be quite spectacular. So that's a little baby horse conch. There we go. All right, the sun isn't quite all fiery, so there's no clouds. Pretty sunset. Not going to be spectacular like some of the other ones. And I'm still kind of in between, like it's light enough to see. Kind of still need my headlamp. Oh, hello, ruddy turd stone. And you other cute little shorebird. All right, garbage. Let's put that with the goggles. That's got to come off the beach. Oh, dear. All right, little urchin. You are very light. Normally, they are like a dark purple color. But the tests, the actual, I guess what's left of the animal once all the spines come off and it's expired, the color of the actual urchins, they range kind of from green to purple. Oh, this was so pretty. So that's the moon over there. The sun's coming up over there. Yeah, and there's no one but me. I love those moments. It feels so magical. And you know what? This shell also felt magical. This thing is a monster. Biggest gaudy nautica by far I've ever seen, and absolutely the biggest I've ever found. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, I gotta wash this off. So I'm just reveling Wow. So not only is it big, it's intact. The entire shell is there. It's not chipped and pitted. Oh man. So that for me is an absolutely spectacular find. The gaudy Nautica. Oh, that was cool. This is cool too. Not quite as spectacular, but the little calico clam, I don't want to pass you over. You're pretty awesome as well. All right, that's more like it. The sun is up. We're going to kind of get into the golden hour. Oh, hey, Pelican, the lighting gets so pretty. And this was really kind of fun, honestly. As much as I don't really like the whole night thing, it was fun to experience being out here when it was pitch black. And then the sun comes up and now I'm still here and still shelling. My shell bag's kind of getting heavy. So that's another little lightning whelk. And all of the other kind of regular shellers that I talk to, they are lamenting the same thing. I'm finding that this winter, there's just not as many shells as the winters past. It's kind of weird. So that's a scallop that likely was snacked on by some bird for breakfast. And you'll have that. Now, speaking of birds, here we have a brown pelican, and it's just acting a little bit different than I normally, or it's feeding a little different, a gulp, than I normally see the brown pelicans. Now, brown pelicans are skilled divers, and normally I see them plunging from the air into the water to scoop up fish with their pouches. But look at this one. This is more behavior I would expect from a white pelican. This one, it's hiding from the fish. It's got its head down. Now, it kind of, at one point, maybe it's this shot. It picks its head up, but that's not working. So it looks, it finds its fish, and then it does it again. It kind of crouches down into that funny, wait, the next shot, he's all down. Yeah, what? And then he got his fish. I've never seen a pelican do that. Maybe I'm just not paying attention, but I just kind of thought that was, amusing or interesting. This is a yellow prickly cockle that doesn't have all that much yellow going on. So I'm finding that kind of interesting. And oh man, the sun is making that shell look so pretty. So it's actually a yellow prickly cockle with very little color kind of going on there. Right, two other people, they were just going for a walk though. They weren't looking for seashells. Who are those people? Who are you that come here and see this and they're just keep on walking? I don't get those people. You're probably lovely, but I don't know. I don't understand that. Here's an apple murex. Oh, I just have to, when I get to the beach, I just gotta look and touch. Calico clam. Yeah, I picked that up and I'm already looking. Oh yeah, I saw a little something something. So this is a chestnut turban. And it does have another shell kind of glued. Is that a kitten paw? Another little shell kind of glued on there. I'll deal with that later. And we got another little banded tulip. Cool banded tulip. Now what else? Yeah, I'm already, sorry. It's already on to the next seashell. Sure, fighting conch. Yeah. You're okay, even though that's one of my favorite seashells. You're fine. But you're not quite singing to me the way that some seashells do. Oh, a crowned conch, which is also not a conch. But that's okay. We will know its little secret. All right, here's a shark eye. Oh, it's a broken shark eye. And then here we have a turkey wing. So this was really more realistic of what I do. I pick up tons and tons of stuff. I don't normally show you like the pitted and the beat up stuff. Sometimes I do. So please don't think I just go to the beach and literally just pick up these beautiful seashells one after the other. I pick up tons of stuff in between. I'm already excited. Oh, I do love a good chunky shark eye. Oh, you're great. So there was one just waiting for me in the dark, and yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. One will be waiting for me in the light too. Another terrific looking shark eye. Oh, more slipper snails. So here are a couple more. Another example of those slipper snails. They're on a paper fig. Yay, I'm glad they're not on anything that I even remotely have interest in. So I will leave this fine paper fig and these fine slipper snails here at the beach. There you go. Okay. Oh, goodness, that's a big shell. Well, big for an apple murex anyway. Yeah, and that's why I'm going to make an exception. I normally wouldn't keep shells with holes in it. I know, I'm kind of picky, but That's so big. Yeah, I'm going to hold on to that. Big old apple murex. This lightning whelk. Yeah, you tell. Well, the way I pick it up, I'm like, oh, you're so pretty. So this one's very dark. And it's just interesting me that it's almost like a black lightning whelk. Oh, brunette, should I say? You are beautiful, very dark lightning whelk. Yeah, we're going to add you to my collection. And I'm also going to add this one. Look, it's bendy. So the top should really kind of be horizontal, and it's just kind of on that one. It's going to the left. Oh, isn't that neat? And I just kind of think of what a life that little critter had to. You know, there was something going on there that was either injured, it had to overcome. The little shell that could. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Little lightning whelk. So that's one of my favorite ways to shell in the water, but it was just really kind of an exercise in frustration. So I tried for a little bit and then I get back on the beach until I can see a little bit better. Once that sun comes up, maybe I can see a little better. That's a little bubble shell. Very cute little things. They're everywhere. Someone had asked me, do you find them? Yes, on every single beach I go to, I find the bubbles. And that is another lovely lightning whelk. Not quite as dark and gorgeous as that other one, but you're still a fine shell. Okay, calico scallop. Lovely little yellow streak up. All right, another calico scallop. And now I'm going, all right, if I don't pick up that buttercup lucine, okay, good. Whew, look at the color of that. Beautiful. I love that strong, it's very buttery. Full fat buttercup lucine. Let's wash that off. Oh, yeah. A couple of real pretty colorful calico scallops and a lovely buttercup lucine. Oh, that was cruel. Just the way you saw it. So that's a true tulip. It looked like it was a whole shell, but nope. Just a joke. Just kidding. So that's a piece of a true tulip. Sometimes I find them. Not often though. They're hard. They're hard to find, those true tulips. I'd love to find a big red one. Oh, that'd be fabulous. So another turkey wing. It's not screaming zebra arc at me. I mean, not the way that other one did. Oh, I do like them though. So another example of a turkey wing. Two more scallops. One, it looks like a bay scallop on top actually. And here, oh, this one's alive. We got a live one. So that's going to go back in the water. Some of the scallops I noticed, they'll sit on the beach with the two shells open and almost like inviting the birds to come eat them. I don't know what that's about. This is a shell that's been buried and it kind of soaked up the coloration from the sand. And you can tell because the shell is the same dark color on the front and the back. Normally a rough scallop might be a little bit different on the back. So it's a discolored rough scallop. Here's a little paper fig. So we found a couple of those. This one's just a wee little one. A little bit of seaweed on there. I'll deal with that later. I'm already on to the next one. Okay, what else is here? Okay. A little juvenile fighting conch. You got some nice color on you. All right, lots of buttercup lucines. Oh, well, hi there, lightning whelk. You have some nice color on you. Awesome. Yeah. Sanibel's being pretty good to me today. It's got that paper fig, fighting conch. And that is a juvenile. Oh, there's a bubble in there. So that is a juvenile fighting conch. And then I also grabbed that lightning whelk. A jingle. They come in all different colors. This orange one was really kind of just calling me. Oh, it's so pretty. Bright orange. Oh, hi. Yeah, your aperture is, just slightly broken, but that's another horse conch. That's great. Two little orange beach treasures. That's a bay scallop. And you know, they're either brown or that reddish color. They do come in a yellow color, but I rarely find any of the scallops to be a yellow color. That is a quahog. And that's another bay scallop. It's kind of got that reddish orangey color. And they get much bigger than the calico scallops as well. Oh, cool. So that is a common nutmeg. It's terrific. Oh, I do like those little hardy. They're hardy little shells, those nutmegs. Another common nutmeg. Ah, so that's a very desirable, up top of a very desirable alphabet cone. And we're likely looking at one. I was like, really? Really? You gotta just throw some pieces at me? And then I'm like, wait a minute, the inside's kind of interesting. So the animal will grow. It just keeps building and building and build. It kind of grows in a circle and gets bigger and bigger. And you can kind of see that from this view. So it's still kind of interesting. Still be happier with the whole shell, but that's okay. All right, looks like I tried my luck back in the water. I did snag an apple murex, but it's alive. Poor thing, rolling around in the water. So I will not throw it. If you throw it, the animal is attached to the shell with a muscle, and you can kind of rip that and injure the animal. So we don't throw seashells, or we don't throw sea snails, I should say. Shells, yeah, whatever you want to do. But the sea snails, let's be kind to them. And the mollusks and all the other critters at the beach. Yeah, they probably got snacked on, those scallops. Here's a lettered olive. And if I'm going to hold on to it, it means it's shiny. It's got a nice glossy finish to it. Those are so, I cannot resist a glossy lettered olive. A juvenile fighting conch. You got some nice color on you, or like the pattern on it. Oh, that's neat. It looks different. I know, it looks so different than the adult. Okay, I can see a little better. The sun is a little higher, so I can see a little bit better. I had to wait. The sun is not high enough, man. It's hard to see. So here is another live apple murex, and I keep finding them attached to empty shells, so obviously it's just a thing that they do. And I'm trying to find the animal because I like to kind of see the animal, and based on what happened last week, oh, I see right there 2 little antennas, so that's kind of a head over there. I didn't really see it on the beach, so the bottom of the shell is where the animal will come out. And I've just been trying to take the time to kind of distinguish what's going on with these squishy little apple murexes. Have a good day, apple murex. We're going to continue looking for empty shells. Oh, speaking of empty apple murex, right on cue. That's a good one, too. And a great day for the apple murex and those lightning whelks. Lettered olive. Yeah. Still hoping one day I'll get that albino one. But in the meantime, I'll just have to collect these lovely, pointy, shiny, glossy ones. Oh, and I noticed my pelican friend is still out there doing the old float and scoop method, not the old diving method, and I really hope that works out. I hope you have a good breakfast. In the meantime, I'm going to be quiet and let you enjoy some beach time. Let's see, yellow prickly cockle. Yeah, they're pretty yellow. And they are not as common as the Florida prickly cockle, the yellow prickly cockle, or at least that's what I've been. Or it could be that I just really like the Florida prickly cockle, so I pick them up a lot more. Maybe that's the case. Oh man! So this is a lightning whelk egg casing. I was hoping I would do this and find not those little dots in there. Those little dots are little baby seashells. Or little baby snails that have little seashells attached to them. So those are little baby lightning whelks. So I'm going to put those back in the water, and hopefully maybe it only needs a little bit more to cook. I don't know, but when I find them like that, hydrated eggs in it, I do put them back in the water. Oh, what do we have here? Jellyfish. Okay, my first jellyfish sighting of 2024. Don't quote me, but I think that's a cannonball jelly. I think. Yeah, it's kind of neat. We do see them, and then I'm thinking, oh, the turtles sure do like to eat jellyfish. And those I don't. The moon jellies you could handle, I never do. I never ever touch them or try to put them back in the water. I just kind of check them out and keep on moving. Oh, another banded tulip. Terrific. And I'm noticing, I kind of know where I am. I'm getting closer to the lighthouse. I noticed that the seaweed has picked up at this point. So I'm kind of walking more toward the lighthouse. Oh, oh, that's so pretty. Calico scallop. Gorgeous orange. Every now and then you'll get one that's really spectacular. Most of them are quite lovely. And then some of them are really kind of spectacular. I got grabby. Oh, I got grabby over a shark eye. A true shark eye. Yeah, that's a decent looking seashell. That was totally worth it. Okay, another turkey wing. Zebra, zebra-like, kind of. I don't know. Nothing like that first one. That's when I finally saw it. So that's another turkey wing slash zebra art. And what did I see? Oh, yeah, I'll stand there for a couple minutes hunting that down. So that's another one of those little horse conchs. Oh, it's so cute. Just got a couple that size today. Fabulous. Fabulous little horse conch. What else am I remember this shell. I saw the flash of the top of it, the dark and the light colors, and so I kind of knew I was hunting down a chestnut turban. Oh, that's great. I'm glad I found it. Probably took me a minute or two. Clarity, you know, it's a little bit of a challenge, which, to be fair, does make it a little more fun. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, another one. Another common nutmeg. Oh, here, let's check this out, because it looks like it was broken at one point. Yep, definitely. It was broken at one point. Oh, look at that. And then the animal repaired its shell. Oh, I just think that that's so cool. It really kind of gives the shell more character. I personally don't really care for the broken shells, but the repaired ones, well, that's a different story. So the time has come for me to leave the beach. To be fair, I've been here for a couple of hours. Got here, what, about 5 o'clock in the morning? And I accomplished my mission. I creeped around in the dark for a couple of hours, and there is a benefit to showing up to the beach at 5 in the morning. Lack of traffic. This is the traffic getting onto the island. For any of you who've been kind of down here, it's been brutal. Not only do we have all the people going over to enjoy the beach, but we are still recovering from that hurricane. Now, I did take a little bit of garbage off the beach. It was only 2.7 ounces, but it all adds up. In total, I've removed a little over 44 pounds of garbage off the beach. Next week or the next time, hopefully it'll be 45. Sanibel does have some good scallops, and I managed to score a couple of those, as well as some of the juvenile Florida fighting conchs and the adults. There was only 2 bay scallops. And then on top, we do have some of those paper figs, 1 pear whelk, some turkey wings and or zigzag arcs. I got a cut-ribbed arc that is a smooth duck clam and operculum, some of those distosinias, yellow prickly cockles, Florida prickly cockles, banded tulips, buttercup lucines, leaded olives, rough scallops, one of those slipper snails, and then the lightning whelks were pretty darn good today. So were the horse conchs. Got a couple of those nice horse conchs, 1 chestnut turban, a bunch of those apple murex, 2 of those common nutmegs, a couple shark eyes, and then kind of moving into more of my favorite stuff, that big true tulip we found, that very purple Florida prickly cockle, the chestnut turban, that 1 yellow prickly cockle, the lightning whelks. Those were kind of cool. I did like that Tampa turrid, but for me, that massive gaudy nautica was really, really fun to find. To hold that big, it felt like a baseball. I mean, it wasn't, but it was just a really cool shell to find. Not every single one of my trips is really a memorable trip. They're all awesome, but this one, I'm going to remember that gaudy nautica. And Patreons, thank you so very much for choosing to support me. And everybody that shows up and comments and watches, thank you. I love sharing my joy of the beach with you. Now, next week, it will be a joyous walk. We're going down to the 10,000 Islands, and what's not to like about that? So I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you again next Sunday.